Hi, everyone. So today I'm getting an energy of something that's trying to come in fast. And I believe it's some kind of a communication, perhaps from family members, perhaps from your ancestors, but there's some kind of information that's trying to come in. So, because of that, because I have no idea what that information is, I thought maybe we could try to do a spread for what you don't see so that perhaps we could try to discern the information that's trying to come in for you that you're missing somehow. So I do want to start with rolling the astrological house dice to see if we can kind of figure out what even this has to do with. So we're getting the first house, and the first house can be all about who you are. It can also be about the actions that you take. So there's something very clear here in the first house that your ancestors are trying to tell you about you and perhaps what your next actions should be in a certain situation. So, and that may be why I was getting this energy of something moving really quickly because maybe they want you to act on something and you haven't yet. So, but let's see. I don't want to just guess. So let's try to figure out what the cards can tell us. So we're starting the spread with the Star. And the Star is most certainly a beautiful card. It is a card of healing. It is a card of remaining hopeful even when you feel like everything is coming down around you. So this is showing up as your current energy, but I also get the feeling with the Star card that you are having some kind of an awakening to a situation. You may be going through energetic upgrades. You may have a new way of being. You may be integrating lessons. So again, it really goes along with this first house in the sense that you perhaps understand that you yourself are elevating because you have integrated these lessons and that you are going through a complete change and that yourself, which is represented by the first house, is going to be almost like a completely brand new self. But let's keep going. King of Wands, Hanged Man, Three of Pentacles, Page of Swords. Underneath, Nine of Wands, Two of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, King of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, and underneath everything is Judgment. So, and the Judgment, while we're talking about it, this is a card of awakening. So I'm getting a message here that you are really going through some kind of major transformations, major upgrades, and you're aware of that. But there's also this message coming through this Judgment card that whatever it is that makes you uncomfortable about yourself is exactly the same thing that heals other people. So make that make sense for you, but it's a very strong message coming from Judgment. So let's see. How do I want to start this? Let's start here with this King of Wands. So there's a person in your energy who seems to be someone from your past, I'm getting, or someone who has been in your life for a while. Someone who probably can be very arrogant, someone who can have narcissistic even tendencies. This person has been in your energy, and it maybe this person has been there just a little too long. Someone who is a know-it-all, someone who always has to be right. This kind of energy is coming from here. Typically, I like the King of Wands, but your King of Wands here is showing up in your challenge position. And so when the King of Wands is in your challenge position, it's because they are portraying themselves as sort of the darker sides of the King of Wands, which is why I'm saying this. Um, I think there is a need here, though, for you to validate your past, that perhaps this King of Wands was once someone that you needed in your life, but now you're realizing what lessons that meant for you, how that served you in the past, so that you can empathize with your past self and understand why this person was in your life, but now they are just becoming more of a challenge. In fact, they are your challenge. They're showing up in your challenge position. So whoever this person is for you, they're probably done with whatever lessons you needed to learn. They are probably done serving in whatever ways they needed to. It feels like this is just almost like you're starting to release this, or at least there's a need to release it. So we'll see as we keep going with the reading, but this may be what your ancestors are trying to tell you, that this person has become more of a burden than anything that you still continue to need in your life. But you are in this hanged man position. So it looks like you are not taking any action right now. And the energy that I was feeling before we pulled any cards was this need to take action. And I see the Eight of Wands coming up here, which we will get to, but it's all starting to make sense to me. So the Hanged Man is you understanding on a spiritual level, on a very deep spiritual wisdom level, your inner voice, your inner child, your higher self, your connection with the universe, your open crown chakra. You're getting these messages that there's probably something that needs to be done, that you have to look at this situation differently, but you just have not done that yet. The Hanged Man is this energy of it all coming together, that you're getting intuitive hits, but you just haven't done anything about it yet. I think with this person, you used to have some kind of camaraderie with this person. So if this is a coworker, a boss, a friend, a family member, a lover, make it make sense for you, whoever this King of Wands is for you. But in the past, it feels like there was some symbiosis here, that there were things that the two of you accomplished together. There were perhaps joint finances, or perhaps you felt really supported by this person, or this just feels like someone that you really had a very deep compatibility with. But it's feeling now like this is all changing, looking at the energy that's coming through in your present situation and what I can see happening in your future too. You, with this Page of Swords, there's a person on your mind who I think is different than this King of Wands. It's either two different people, or this is someone who wears some kind of a mask, where they're really this King of Wands who has this sort of narcissistic tendency about them, but they could be portraying themselves as someone who is very helpful and full of information and wants to be of service and wants to be jump into action when you call them to. So they could be, if this is the same person, which I'm getting more and more as I sit with this energy, that they're almost, you think they're one way, but really they're another. And that may be what you don't see. I think we just got there. So if this person is very quick to help and very quick to come of service and offer information, but deep down you're just feeling like it's some kind of an energy drain, then trust your intuitive hits on that. Trust what is coming through in this Hanged Man position, that may be exactly what's going on, is they're just pretending to be someone that they are not. Because I can see that you are moving into this energy of the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is someone who is really tired. This can be an energy drain. This is someone who feels like they have to watch their back all the time, that they're not really ever feeling very comfortable. And that is the energy that you're moving into. And so you may be wondering, like, but this person always seems so helpful. They always want to dive in. But I think that you really need to take the time to understand why you're feeling so tired whenever this person comes around you or whenever this person is in your energy. Um, I think that if you listen to the messages your ancestors are trying to tell you, and you listen kind of compassionately to the whole situation, for someone here, it's coming through very strongly that this is a family member, but that's not going to be applicable for everyone. But for someone, this is a family member and it's strong. But it doesn't have to be. This can be a friend, coworker, lover. Make it make sense for your situation. It's going to apply differently for everyone. But because you are feeling this Nine of Wands energy, it's like there's no room in the Nine of Wands because you're so busy protecting yourself and your energy and the confusion that is constantly around you when it comes to this person who may be deliberately confusing you, by the way. But there's no room in your life for your own dreams when you're too busy watching your back. You have no energy left to pursue the things that you want to do in this lifetime, the adventures you want to take in this lifetime. There's no room for that. But right now, you're headed straight towards this Nine of Wands energy. That is your path that you are on at this very moment. So this is probably why we're getting this message from your ancestors that are telling you to take a different action. This is not the right path because you can always change your path with a complete different direction, not even a complete different direction. If you take 2 steps to the left instead of 2 steps to the right, spiritually speaking, then you are going to end up on a completely new path. So you're not destined to end up in this Nine of Wands energy. What I'm saying is right now, the path that you are on is headed straight towards this Nine of Wands energy. And I think you kind of feel that. This Two of Pentacles is here to say that you are seeing yourself as taking on too much responsibility. There's too much that you may be juggling. You are probably making slow progress with your dreams, whatever that is for you. Because there's not enough room, as we said, for you to bring your dreams and your manifestations into existence, is because you're too busy dealing with this draining energy of someone that you perhaps feel like you owe something to when really you don't. So I think you're still seeing yourself correctly in the sense that you are right, that these things are happening too slowly. There's too much on your plate. But I think what you're not seeing, and I finally got there with this Eight of Wands, what you're not seeing is you can change your energy. And the Eight of Wands is just this fast moving energy. It's headed towards your goals. It's going the distance on something. So this is exactly what you are not seeing in this situation, is that you can change this path and you can change it now. And you don't have to end the situation with this perhaps false person, this King of Wands, who is acting like a Page of Swords. You don't have to make this a difficult thing when you decide that you want to take this in a different direction. You can release this person with forgiveness and the energy of unconditional love without having to keep them in your life, or at least keep them in your energy in a negative way. You can set a boundary with them, however that works for you. If it's someone you have to deal with every day because you work with them or because you share children with them or whatever, make it make sense for you, you can still set a clear boundary. If it's a lover, you can make a clean break. There's no reason to set a boundary if you've decided to make a clean break. So make it make sense for you. But this Eight of Wands is what you don't see, that you can make this change right now and decide that this person is not for you, which it sounds like your ancestors are really trying to tell you right now, so that you can avoid being in this very drained energy of the Nine of Wands. And then perhaps you can pick up your life in the sense that it will now open up the room for you to be able to manifest your dreams in. the King of Pentacles is showing up here because I think you know that this is your potential. The King of Pentacles is a very abundant court card. And so I think you know that whatever your dreams are going to be kind of easy money for you, I want to say. That you will have an abundance of money, which I think is why your ancestors are trying to do this intervention with you, because you are preventing your own King of Pentacles energy from coming in because you're still holding on to this person who is draining your energy. So until you let go of that person or set a better boundary with that person, depending on your own specific situation, you aren't going to allow in this energy of your King of Pentacles until you do that. So I think that's what your ancestors are really trying to tell you here, that you're not seeing. And it's interesting here because the outcome for this particular situation, if you were to move down this other path, is the Knight of Cups. And so for those of you that this is a romantic situation that you have to really release here, there is this idea with the Knight of Cups that there is romance around the corner. But the message with the Knight of Cups to me in this situation is don't chase. I think the lesson, if this is a romantic partner for you, the lesson is not to chase. You deserve to be the one to receive. If they are not coming to you, then they are not for you. If you are in any way chasing this person, then they are 100% not for you. There is zero need to chase when it is your person. So that's what this Knight of Cups is representing to me right now, is this idea that there is a romantic partner around the corner for you that will be willing to give you what you deserve without having to ask for it, without having to chase, without having to beg for it, those types of energies. If it is not a romantic partner for you, then this is certainly just about you following your heart. The Knight of Cups does exactly that. They take action towards what they love. And so that to me is just saying whatever your dreams are, whatever you're pursuing, the outcome of this situation of you taking a different path because your ancestors have asked you to. And what that path looks like is just a clear boundary or a clean break from someone so that the energy can pour in either for a new love interest or your dream, whatever that is for you. And this is why we rolled the first house, because this is just an inner transformation that you are going through that is going to allow all of this energy in your life. Your actions are going to be everything in this situation. This is amazing. Let's see if we can get some more guidance. So we have Judgment coming in again. So remember, we had Judgment underneath this deck. So we're seeing this Judgment card twice, which is really, I believe this is the energy that you are currently sitting in. You know there's a change coming. You can feel it. You're in this Hanged Man energy. You're in this Judgment energy. And I know that you are feeling protected too, because the Judgment is all about protection, because you are making a choice to move in a spiritual direction and not to be weighed down by the 3D BS anymore, the energy vampires anymore. You're making a spiritual choice to let that go. And whenever you're making a spiritual choice, the universe will always protect you. You will never be punished for making a spiritual choice. So this is you really calling back your power. I can feel you doing this. I can feel you cutting the cords with this person, whether or not you have done it yet on the 3D level. From a spiritual level, you are absolutely cutting the cords with this person. It's like you're calling your soul back in, is what this Judgment card is really telling me. But let's keep going. Let's see if we can see more of what your ancestors are trying to tell you. So you have the Tower, not surprising. 10 of Pentacles coming in with the King of Pentacles, so also not surprising. And then the Page of Pentacles. So let's break this down. And then underneath is the 8 of Cups, which is the energy of you moving away from this person or this situation. You no longer chasing this person. You going in the opposite direction towards your Knight of Cups, towards your faith, towards whatever you love. this is you in that energy. So more confirmation of that. You're getting there. You're just not there yet. You haven't really done all the work yet to let that person go in the 3D, which is really going to be about boundaries. It's very clear to me. So with the Tower card falling here, this is the universe telling you that when this tower does fall, because the universe is going to intervene in this relationship anyway, because if you continue to allow your energy to be drained and you're not pursuing your goals, when you are this close, when you are this close with the Judgment card, then the universe is certainly going to intervene anyway. So when you see this tower fall, when you see this relationship fall apart, when you find out things about your coworker, when you realize what your family member has been up to behind your back all this time, whatever it is, whatever you're seeing now with really clear eyes, when the tower comes down, just let it. Let the tower fall. That is the most important thing that you can do, that your ancestors are saying right now. Because you are being challenged to build your 10 of Pentacles. This same energy that we saw with the King of Pentacles, that we said there is easy money in your future, there is abundance in your future if you just follow your path that you are supposed to be on. If you take 2 steps to the left, like we talked about earlier, you will be in your 10 of Pentacles and your King of Pentacles energy. But that is your challenge for you right now, because you have to set boundaries with this person before this flow of abundance can come in for you. And then the advice that we have here is the Page of Pentacles. So of course, the Page of Pentacles is about learning lessons, which it feels like you are absolutely doing in this case, because you, by setting the boundaries, you are already in this Judgment energy. If we can circle back to that, you are already in this energy, which means you already know the lesson and you learned it. Now you just have to take the test and pass the test. But you can pass this test because you understand the lesson. All you have to do is take the test. It should be pretty easy, right? If you study for a test and you understand all of the material, sitting down for the exam is the easy part. You just get to get the easy grade, which I think is what's happening here. You are in this energy where you've already learned the lesson. Now let's take the test, let's set the boundary, and then your abundance of the 10 of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles can really shine through. You can start building that business. You can start following your dream. You can start finding that perfect partner for you or that perfect lover for you. And it will just start to flow because your hard work pays off when you put in the energy of the lesson and the Page of Pentacles. Wow. I love that. Okay, so let's look at a couple of big picture oracle cards to see what else we can find, because I love this energy of this reading. It's like I don't want to leave. So let's see. We have the Bear, the Broken Mirror, and Cupid. This is fantastic because the Broken Mirror is a very clear sign that you are not seeing something right. You are not seeing this King of Wands correctly because you're seeing them as the Page of Swords, which is what they want you to think. They want you to think that they are the Page of Swords, but they're not. They are the King of Wands in your challenge position. So you're not seeing it correctly. The Bear is about you being in your power, which is what we're talking about with the Judgment and just watching the tower fall down and setting very clear boundaries. But when the Bear comes in with the Cupid card, this is another indication that you have a very powerful love coming in. There's been a couple of confirmations here that for many of you watching, this is about a powerful new lover who is coming in, someone who is a good match for you, a powerful match for you. I can see a lot of romance in this situation too, but it doesn't have to be. This can also be you just powerfully following your heart. The way that you can follow your heart towards your dreams is by staying very squarely in your power and seeing this person for who they really are, which is the King of Wands, not the Page of Swords that they are pretending to be. So let's get a couple more. Let's do 2 tea leaves, to start to close this out. This is so great. You have made a lot of progress. So we have candle, you will be shown the way, which is exactly what we've been saying, that your ancestors are trying to nudge you into taking 2 steps to the left, or whatever we said. I can't remember if we said left or right, or both. But you know what I mean, that they're showing you how to step off of this path towards the 9 of Wands, away from the 9 of Wands, and towards your Knight of Cups, towards your dream, towards your heart's fulfillment. And then we have love. So this is the 3rd time that love has tried to really show itself here. We see love, we see Cupid, we see the Knight of Cups. So I am very much getting the sense that for many of you, this is about a love interest. This is a love that you're manifesting because you're releasing this person who's been toxic for you. But then I also see underneath the deck, I see Lily with spiritual love. So all of this, again, could be love, Cupid, and the Knight of Cups can just be about your spiritual love, your unconditional love, following your dreams because you love it so much. So it doesn't have to be romantic for all of you. It's just a very strong romantic energy coming through. So last, I would like to pull one chakra card. So we're getting 3rd eye with isolated. So a lot of times, if you are in a relationship with someone who is displaying some kinds of arrogance, or that they know everything and you don't know everything, or even narcissistic tendencies where they may be gaslighting you, a lot of times we feel isolated because we stop trusting ourselves if we're in those relationships for too long. And so it does look to me like your 3rd eye is not as open as it should be, that it's the energy, there's not enough light coming through your 3rd eye in order for you to discern the difference between this King of Wands and this Page of Swords. That your 3rd eye, your intuitive hits aren't as good as they should be or could be because there's not enough light coming through your 3rd eye. I want to give you an idea, if I can find one kind of quickly. Hopefully I can find one quickly. I want to show you what it looks like when your 3rd eye, let's see here. That's the crown. There's your 3rd eye. Well, I guess I can't find one quickly enough. I would have liked to shown you. I don't want to waste too much time on that. But this is a purple color that's representing your 3rd eye, and it really should be a much lighter shade. It should be more like a lavender type of shade. And so that's how I know there's not enough light coming through your 3rd eye, which is the point I'm making. So if you are interested in a free Reiki healing for your 3rd eye, you'll find it in the description and in the comments. I always like to try to include a healing for you in these readings if it looks like you need one, which in this case it does. It will just help you get clearer on this person's energy and how they are kind of pulling the wool over your eyes. But also in the Raise Your Vibe in 5 book, I can find a page for the 3rd eye, and we can find an exercise, but this is a good one. So I found a page that is specifically dealing with the 3rd eye chakra. And the exercise for the day says, donate to a charity if you're able to, volunteer somewhere locally. So there are ways that you can always give back to a community. If you can't do it financially with a donation, then you can perhaps do it with your time as a volunteer. And so that is a very good way to get connected with the universe, is by really becoming compassionate to the needs of others, and how you can make a difference with others is a really great way for you to open up your 3rd eye. That is a for sure. Wow, this is an amazing reading. You are so close to your dreams. It's just, you're just a boundary or a breakup away. So please let me know how this was resonant for you, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.